She's up top. That's why she had to get it covered. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Happy Tuesday. My name is Lizzie. This is 60 minutes all of 12. Y'all can get started in child's pose. Right away, take a deep breath in through your nose. Let it go through your mouth. Breath in through your nose. Let it go completely. One more just like that. Deep breath in. Let it go through your mouth. This time, seal your lips. Breath in through your nose. Breath out through your nose. Inhale your right fingertips up to the ceiling. Spread them under your left arm. Send your breath to your right fingertips. Spread out all 10 fingers wide. Child's pose, come back to center. Inhale your left hand up to the hip panel. Thread it under your right arm. Press your hip bones back to your heels. Press down to the tops of your feet. Child's pose. Your arm just walked around and pressed out. Hands on assisted consent cards. Feel free to flip it over at any point in your practice. Yes or no. Downward facing dog. Move your joints, bend your elbows, bend your knees, wiggle your hips. Find stillness. Spread out your fingers and your toes. Press the center of your chest back to your thighs. Lift your right heel up to the ceiling. Kick your lifted heel into the back wall. Bend your knee, open your hip. Press down through the center of your left heel. Kick back, three-legged dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale your left heel up to the ceiling. Press your left shoulder back to meet your right shoulder. Bend your knee, open your hip. Now reach your lifted heel down to your left glute. Kick back, three-legged dog. Downward facing dog. Stand up high onto your toes. Tiptoe walk to the top of your mat. Ragdoll. Bring a lot of water to your knees so that your chest connects to your thighs. Reach the crown of your head down to the floor. And shake out any tension you're holding in your neck. Extended mountain, sweep your fingertips up to the ceiling, back in. Fold forward. Halfway lift, press your palms onto your shin bones. Hug the pit of your belly in and up to your spine. Awesome breath, y'all stick with it. As we inhale, forward fold, press the air out. Lift halfway, breath in, high plank. Stack shoulders on top of wrists. Bring a gentle bend to your elbows. From skin to muscle to bone. Hug in on both thighs. Deep inhale. Low push up, exhale it out. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale up onto your toes. Walk to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Extended mountain. Forward fold. Lift halfway. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Down in your downward facing dog. Ground down through all four corners of both hands. Reach the center of both heels down to your mat. Breath in, lift up onto your toes. Bend your knees, look to your hands, hop to your hands. Lift halfway. Fold. Extended mountain. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Exhale completely. Hop to the top of your mat. Lift halfway. Fold. Thunderbolt. Now build your foundation from the ground up. Reach your inner ankles to the back of your mat. Ground down through your outer ankles. Squeeze your outer shins into center line. Breath in. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one. Ground down through the big toe bone out of your front foot. And press down through the pinky toe edge of your back foot. Bring a gentle bend to your back knee. Breath in. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one. Stack your front knee right on top of your front ankle. Press your right hip bone to the front of the room. Left hip bone presses back. Breath in, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Fill up with air, press the air out, travel to the top of your mat. Lift halfway, fold, thunderbolt, fold forward. Lift halfway, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Warrior one. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one. High to low push up. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Reconnect to your breath. Inhale. Exhale it out. Float to the top of your mat. Lift halfway. Fold. Thunderbolt. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one. Low push up. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right heel up to the heat panels. Flex your lifted foot. Yeah, beautiful dog. Bend your knee, open your hip. Flip dog. Right away, point both big toes to 6 o'clock. Press down through the center of both heels to lift your hip bones up to the ceiling. High plank. Side plank. Bring a gentle bend to your bottom elbow. Press your bottom hip bone up into your top hip bone. Breath in, low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale your left heel up to the heat panels. Bend your knee, open your hip. Flip dog. Rotate your inner thighs down to the floor. And then rotate your outer shins into center. High plank. Side plank. Spread out all 5 fingers on your mat. Spread out all 5 fingers lifting up. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Crescent lunge. Stack your front knee on top of your front ankle. Stack your back heel on top of your back toes. Squeeze your outer ribs into center line to expand your mid-back. Hands at heart center. Twist to the right. Press your top shoulder back to the window wall. Send your breath up over your top shoulder. Warrior 2. Lift the front of your pelvis up to your belly button. Reverse your warrior. Extended side angle. Lift and spread your 10 toes out onto your mat. As we inhale, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Crescent lunge. Square your hips to the front wall. For a lot of us, that's slightly lifting your right hip ball. Now press the back of your right thigh up to the ceiling. Slide your shoulder blades together and down your spine. Hands at heart center. Twist to the left. Now twist your bottom lung up to the feet middles. Press down through the big toe bar mound of your front foot. Warrior 2. Spread out all 10 fingers away from one another. Lift the crown of your head up to the ceiling. Reverse your warrior. Extended side angle. reach your top fingertips up to where the front wall meets the ceiling. Open J back. Breath in, low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale up high onto your toes. Tiptoe walk to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Thunderbolt. Lift the front of your pelvis up as your tailbone descends down to your mat. Hands at heart center. Twist to the right. Thunderbolt. Hands at heart center. Twist to the left. Now press your left hip bone back to meet your right hip bone. Thunderbolt. Fingers to toes, forward fold. Connect your chest to your thighs. Reach the crown of your head down to the floor. Halfway lift. Palms to toes, forward fold. Walk your toes all the way up to your wrist creases. Bring a generous bend to your knees if that's what it takes. Bend your elbows out to either side of the room. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Extended mountain. Malasana. A yogi spot. You can bring your feet out to the edges of your mat. Drop your hip bones down to knee height. Lift the center of your chest up to the ceiling. Press the tops of both shoulders to the back wall. Beautiful breath. Send it to your hips. Option to stay here or come into crow. In crow, spread your fingers wide. Press the floor away from you with your hands. We'll all meet back in Malasana. Extended mountain. Eagle. Right leg wraps over, right arm wraps under. Flex your lifted foot up to your shin. Reach your elbows up to shoulder height. Eagle. Left leg wraps over, left arm wraps under. I ground down. Feet all four corners of your planted foot hand up to your spine. Extended mountain, standing leg raise. Find your balance in center, bring a gentle bend to your left knee. Open your leg to the right, look over your left thumbnail. Send your breath over your left thumbnail. Kick back through center. Airplane. From skin to muscle to bone. Hug in on your lifted leg. Kick your lifted heel into the back wall. Half moon. Drop your left hand down to a block or the floor. Lift your right fingertips up to the feet panels. Press your top hip bone back to the windows. Breath in, lift your foot. Fold forward at the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Standing leg raise. Rest your lifted foot. Open your leg to the left, look over your right thumbnail. Enjoy your breath. Kick back through center. Airplane. Reach all 10 fingertips back to your lifted heel. Press the crown of your head to the front wall. Half moon. Squeeze your shoulder blades together onto your spine. Deep breath in, lift your foot, fold forward at the top of your mat. Extended mountain. Dancer. I'll bring your lifted knee into center line. And from that center, kick your heel up to the feet panels. Dancer. Ground down through all four corners of your planted foot. Kick your lifted shin bone into the back wall. Extended mountain. Tree. press your lifted foot into your leg back into your foot. Breath. Tree, other side. Lift the front of your pelvis. Press your lifted knee to the back wall. Extended mountain. Fold forward. Lift halfway. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Triangle. Bring a slight bend to both knees, some micro bend. Press the tops of your shoulders back to the curtains. Hug the pit of your belly in and up to your spine. Rise up on your inhale. Side facing wide-legged forward fold. I'm a teacher, and so this time of year is like kind of tough in terms of keeping children's attention. And I feel myself like really using my hands a lot tonight, so I apologize. I just like had to be extra expressive all week. Reach your inner ankles back to the curtains. Ground down through your outer ankles. Halfway lift. Namaste, front facing forward fold. Ground down through the center of both heels. And sometimes that might mean stepping your back foot up a couple inches, and that's totally fine. Twisting triangle. Bring your left hand down to a block or the floor. Lift your right fingertips up to the heat panels. Breath in, forward fold at the top of your mat. Halfway lift, high to low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, triangle. Spark energy out of your 5 fingertips, lifting up. Squeeze your outer shins into center. Inhale, rise up. Side facing wide-legged forward fold. This time with a bind. Interlace your fingers behind your back. press the center of your chest back to your thigh bones. With the bind halfway lift, namaste front facing forward fold. Press your left hip bone back to meet your right hip bone. Twisting triangle. Press your bottom up to the heat panels. Press your top shoulder back to the curtains. Take a deep breath in. Forward fold at the top of your mat. Halfway lift. High plank. Stack your shoulders on top of your wrists. Fill up with air. Exhale all the way down to your belly. Locust. Breath in, lift up. Kick your heels to the back wall. Press the crown of your head to the front wall. Inhale, lift up one more rib. Come down, wiggle your hips from side to side. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale, locust number 2, this time with the bind. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Reach your knuckles back to your heels. Inhale, lift up. Come down. Floor bow. Grab your ankles. Press your thigh bones down to your mat. Keep your heels up to the ceiling. Bring gentle bends to your elbows. Inhale. Come down. Floor bow number 2. Deep breath and lift up. Kick your shins into the back wall. Kick your heels up to the ceiling. Breath in, lift up one more rib. Come down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Camel. Bring your shin bones down to the floor. Stack your hips on top of your knees. And I invite you in this camel to first make your intention on lifting the center of your chest up to the ceiling. I know sometimes for me in my practice I want to push my hip bones forward, but set your intention on lifting up first. Yeah, and then once you found that length, press your hips to the front wall. Ujjayi breath. Inhale, rise up. Sit back onto your heels. Take a breath in. Exhale it out. Make your way onto your back for bridge. count down through your feet. Lift up through your hip bones. Come down. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, press up, bridge or wheel. Squeeze your outer shins into center. Press your shoulder blades together onto your back. Inhale, lift up, count down. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale, press up, bridge or wheel. Yes, y'all confirm you are ready right here, right now. Point both big toes to 12 o'clock. Fill up with air, lift up, come down. All right, last one. Breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale, rise up, bridge or wheel. Rotate your inner thighs down to the floor. Press your hip bones up to the heat panels. Inhale, come down, Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Send both feet straight up to the ceiling. Stack your heels on top of your hips. Drop your right heel 2 inches off of the floor. Bring your hands behind your head. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Just breathe. Switch your legs. Flex your toes. Switch.